Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And, this is extremely exciting. Back when I was a police officer, this used to be my precinct. And I remember back then, if you took out a camera and take a picture, someone would grab it and run down the block. So it's a different energy, different place to be, and it's very exciting. And I like to say that Brooklyn is really the place right now. Borrowing from one of the great philosophers of our day, the rapper Drake, we started from the bottom, now we're here. And we're doing the things the Brooklyn way. So give it up for Brooklyn. Let us know how good it feels to be in Brooklyn. Couple of quick topics. I want to talk about the future of Brooklyn and where we're going and what is on the minds of Brooklynite. And probably the most important topic is the challenges that are facing the borough. Healthcare, access to food, unemployment, sustainable and resiliency. Those are the topics that are really crucial for the borough. The first thing I want to talk about is the whole healthcare aspect. We really got to get our hands around healthcare in Brooklyn. When you look at the numbers are astonishing of how much healthcare is impacting us in so many different ways. Public health in Brooklyn is a serious issue, not only impacting the African American community and the Caribbean community and the Hispanic community, but it's also impacting our entire borough on a whole. Look at these numbers for a moment. 1 out of every 10 Brooklynites suffer from diabetes. It's estimated that out of the 30.3 million Americans with diabetes, only 7.2 know that. I happen to have been one of those with diabetes. And the issues around diabetes, I was told I was diabetic, and I was told that I'll be on medicine the rest of my life. I went to see a doctor that told me, Eric, if you change your diet, you can reverse your diabetic conditions, and within 3 months, those diabetes would change. It was about the food. That is why the most important thing we want to do in Brooklyn is food. Focus on how do we have accessible to healthy food and accessibility to food and food-related issues that are impacting the borough and also the health-related matters. Look at this quote here. Tell me if you can answer this simple quiz. Which country is this? From Oxford Academics International Journal. The #1 killer in America is heart disease. Which country do you believe heart disease is not existent? Uganda. No heart disease. Why is that? Plant-based diet. We want to make plants and food accessible to all Brooklynites. That's so important to us. Here's our diet. Here's Uganda diet. Healthy eating. We want to invest money into awareness and prevention campaigns, access to food for our young people, opening community care centers in neighborhoods lacking health services, engaging with businesses on healthy eating, addressing food desert to raise healthy awareness. Too many communities, you don't have access to healthy food, and we want to change that. And we want our hospitals to have a plant-based nutrition program in the hospitals. So if folks want to come and deal with a prescription-related or deal with medicine-related, we want them also to know that there's an alternative to medicine, yoga, meditation, plant-based therapy, how to cure diseases using a complete holistic approach. So we want to have high real estate costs. We got to deal with that. That's a major problem in the borough. Energy costs, lack of regulatory clarity. When you want to open a rooftop garden, a rooftop or any type of growing products, there's a disconnect between the communities on how to do that. City bureaucracy. It was amazing when we brought together all of our bureaucratic agencies and sat down and said, what do we do to move the conversation forward on how to allow people to have some of the great technology you see across the street on rooftop gardens and other growing our food. There were no clear clarifications on how to do that. We want to change that. And of course, cost of doing business and commercial taxes. Concrete jungles turn into greenhouse oases. A comprehensive plan. We're allocating $1 million for an incubator where all of our different farms and new technology on growing plants where they can come together and cross-pollinate ideas and concept of how do we bring healthy food into the city and into the borough. Urban industry and agriculture, clear regulations on taxes, plant seeds and grow, farming on underutilized spaces. We cannot build more land, but we have a lot of rooftops that's going unutilized and unused, and we want to expand on that. Fossil fuel, one of the big things. Gas stations, as you know, are closing down throughout the entire borough. As a biker that rides my bike often, we want to move towards electric vehicles, electric cars. We want vehicles that are a major contributor to local air and pollution. Estimates of 2,700 premature deaths per year is caused by it. The rest of the globe is leading us, and we want to continue to move in the right direction. State and local government must incentivize innovation and find ways to incentivize to bring the electric car to the borough and to the city. Solar panels are at an existing gas stations to ensure that fuel is accessible. Charging stations and street lights can address the needs of Brooklynites. We all know what happened in this area during the hurricane that hit here a couple of years ago, how it impacted this community and how it was difficult and challenging to move and find the fuel, to move the vehicles. We have to find an alternative source of fuel. Affordability, big thing in Brooklyn. For those of you, how many of you are from Brooklyn, if I can see? Okay. Two types of Americans, those who live in Brooklyn, those who wish they could. So those lucky ones, congratulations. Affordability is a major issue in the borough. Countless number of displacement, families being moved out, rents are going up. Our goal is to tackle a very serious problem of affordability. A realty track has called Brooklyn the least affordable place to buy in America. From 2000 to 2015, the average rent in Brooklyn rose 25%. More than 3 out of 10 households are severely rent burdened. Tenant harassment and destabilization is a major problem in the borough. Need to create and preserve affordable housing units across the entire borough. That is our goal in doing so when you look at the different communities and find places where families can come in. Now, there's a lot of conversation about gentrification, but I'm a strong believer that diversity is our strength. Our goal is to diversify communities in a manner in which we don't displace long-term residents, but we allow new communities to come in and be part of this Brooklyn experience. I call it Brooklyn Fusion. You can walk into a Chinese restaurant, have a Russian cook make you jerk chicken from a recipe from his family. It's all about coming together, and that energy is what is really indicative of this community here as you see that Brooklyn Fusion taking place. Civic disconnect is so important to me as the borough president that we are all connected to pushing forward those plans and those issues that are important to us. Education opportunity, homelessness, immigration support, labor, healthcare, free clinics, and clinics that are forward-thinking, housing rights, transportation, and dealing with those overzealous, abusive landlords is a major issue for me. We are dealing with several issues to use technology to connect people to the resources. One of the best is this technology called Benefit Kitchen. It is an app that we partner with the developer where individuals who are in need are able to put in their basic information, and it tells them all of the government resources that are available. It is an excellent app. Just Fix New York City. It's an app that's used, we partner with them as well, that's used to allow tenants to identify those issues in their buildings where landlords are not repairing so they can build a documented case. It's an excellent app that we put together. HeatSeek is one of the partners we allocated contributions to. HeatSeek, every winter we know this dance. Landlords turn down the heat, don't give adequate heat. HeatSeek is a small little device that fits into your room or your apartment, and it monitors your heat throughout the day. It is used. We teamed up with the with Housing Court and other tenant advocacy groups, and we're able to use this in court to prove if a landlord is not providing adequate heat. So it's about the technology connecting to people and give them the resources that they need. So as I always say, so goes Brooklyn, goes New York, so goes New York, goes America, so goes America, goes the globe. This is a place of a large amount of excitement that's happening in the borough. It's a place where there's great energy. But if we don't create an environment that is going to be conducive to families and create an environment where families can raise healthy children, then we're going to lose this golden moment in the borough. Great opportunities as a new industry is coming here and create creativity. Teaming up with the partnerships and creating that environment is what I want to do as borough president. I'm happy to be the borough president here. It's a great way of ensuring that we create, as I say, a place where we can raise our healthy children and families. So I just want to spend some moments with you today and just say hello to you. Welcome to Brooklyn. Enjoy the day, walk around, and appreciate the beauty that Brooklyn has to offer. Thank you very much.